Hey there, Resilience, game changer here, bro. So, yeah, just checking. I've got your defense here for the barracks. So, yeah, I mean, first observation here, mate. I mean, I'm really impressed with you. I know, obviously, you're a lower level for T3, like myself, really. But no, I'm impressed with what you're about, mate. So, keep up the great work. Now, just observation here. So, you've got 13 seconds before your mortar men come out. If you drop maybe to about sort of 5 mortar men in your first tier, you'll find that will go to about 8 seconds, which I think is a bit more effective. Then the next tier, if you've got more mortar men, put them in that, and then obviously in the third tier, again for me, more mortar men. Some people are snipers, depends what you've got, but it's a fine line though, isn't it? Because obviously the more mortarmen you build, the less you're going to upgrade, and you obviously want to get them higher levels, sevens and eights and things along that sort of line. Machine gunners, I wouldn't personally upgrade too much more. I don't find them useful at this level, but again, your call. But every time you upgrade a machine gun, that's 140 XP that you can't spend on something else. I'd certainly be looking to upgrade mortarmen. Choppers here, perfect. So your first one coming out after 14 seconds. People do get that wrong and have all three stacked up. They do come out in about an hour. Again, one tank, one tank, one tank. Perfect. I like that. In fact, where you got two in the last tier, so that's really really good. Now, just an observation here on your. Where are we? I saw it a moment ago. Sorry, it's to do with your Humvees actually. So I can see that on one of your screens, your Humvees are basically about level. There we are. So a level 3 for Humvees. Now you've got the Humvee IVF here, which is absolutely fantastic. So for me, getting used to the Humvees is key. You've seen how I've used the videos there to help you on that. Humvee IVF though, if you work on that and upgrade build them rather, it's 100k per unit. But that then doesn't need crits to build, whereas the Humvee normal you need crits to build. Now the Humvee normal for me is a better vehicle going forward, but Humvee IVF you can build without using crits, and then your crits can use for upgrading only. So I think that's really important. Another observation I've spotted as well in your attack format, you've basically got about an 800 attack format. So if you look here, yeah, so Bravo and Alpha have all got 800, but you should have about 1,000 by now, which is another potentially 2 tanks or 3 Humvees or whatever it might be. But certainly, you've missed a trick there. So save yourself 390k up and get them upgraded ASAP, because that's going to give you another 200 and also another 100 in air attack. That extra 100 in air attack, if you think, is another 2 Reapers. So it's no small difference. And obviously appreciate another 200 worth of attack vehicles or troops or whatever you want to use is obviously no small amount. So get that upgraded on all tiers if you can. Okay, we knew your base is going to be good because your defense stats are fantastic. So keep that up. Obviously, we're in a much harder level now, so we're going to have to raise the game a little bit. No pun intended. Observation here. So your base setup is good because you're actually forcing your opponent to start from quite a distance out. The thing I would consider though, if your Humvees do obviously spawn, and obviously they will, but do they stay in the base? Do they wander off? If I'm sat over here, with me tanks or whatever, do the Humvees come and get me? So do the mortarmen come and get me? And same with your tanks. Or are your walls sufficiently closed that nothing can escape? Because that's what you want. If your walls touch, so there's a little gap there and there's a little green line in between it, then that means that your vehicles and your troops will escape, and then they'll get picked off. Now for me, you don't need that. You want those to be trapped inside those walls, so that I've got to come to you to kill them, and then that's obviously when that draws them into your attacking turrets and things like that. Now obviously you want to be getting these turrets to level 5 by now. That would be excellent. And make sure every single turret has got every single thing. So if you've got level 5 machine guns, On the same turret, you'd have your salvo to the max, the flak to the max, you know, howitzer to the max, because as the game changes overnight, as it does, you can adapt very, very quickly. I found once, you know, back in the day, I couldn't respond quick enough because I didn't have that particular turret, and then if I wanted to change my attack, I had to move turrets about, and it was just a nightmare. So now I can literally click on any turret, and I've got the maximum, you know, whatever it be, the maximum weapon, if you will, on that turret at any one point. So, you know, worth spending time to get that right, as well as so no, keep your helicopter at level 1, keep your ideally your airstrip at level 1. I don't know if you upgrade that to level 2, but I wouldn't get that to level 3, because you really need to be mindful now that you know, every XP counts. I know you've got plenty, you've got 6 levels of XP to go, but you'd be surprised how that soon eats up. Oil level 5 is good, and that should give you about 15,000, I think, of oil. I've upgraded mine now, so I've got about 18,000. I'm keeping my metal, you know, storage low, because although they have changed that a bit now, in the events you could actually go beyond your maximums there. So obviously that enables me to buy stuff without actually upgrading. And other observation now, some people are moving the mines further out, so that when people are scouting around with the Zeus and things like that, the mines work a little bit better. So a little bit of an observation there, brother. But you know what? Absolutely fantastic. A few things you can improve. Make sure those defenders can't escape. Make sure that every weapon's on every turret. And personally as well, brother, maybe go an extra flak. I think you could be vulnerable to air. I know your machine guns might help with that, as well as I'd personally lose the railgun. I don't find them effective enough at this level, and I'd be putting in a couple more salvos. So ditch a couple of machine guns, brother, and aim for a few more salvos. Review that by all means, because machine guns have been tweaked. I could be yesterday's news, but I personally think that your best defense at this moment in time is more salvo orientated. Maybe one machine gun in there, you know, at the maximum level, and then a couple of flak. Now, when you get to level 35, I'm nearly there now, as you can see. When you get to level 35, you release another transformer, and you get another mine, and you get another turret. Certainly when you get to T4, you'll need 3 flak, and undoubtedly at T3 rather, we can probably get away with 2 at maximum level. But certainly this extra flak should give you another dynamic as well as. So overall, brother, well done. Keep up the fantastic work. I'm certainly going to keep an eye on you. I think you're exactly what we need in the team. Make sure you're really active in this Discord. Post a lot. You know, check your replay videos is another good thing. But yeah, this Discord is really key, mate, because if you're active on Discord, people get to know you. It creates a fantastic team environment. So you know, I definitely need that to happen. Thanks, brother. Take care. Ta.